I see you see me. It's a on your screens and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back guys, yet another session of reflections of living in South Korea. Today I have a very important and special guest. Palesa guys. Quick story, Palesa has a YouTube channel that helps people basically get to South Korea and like explains the program and everything. And her YouTube channel literally carried us when we were coming to South Korea. We used to reference everything, like you go through the videos, go through this, and we'd watch we'd watch the videos at separate times and then work together when Ms. Pay and Sim would like prepare our things for South Korea.
So nice.
So that was very important, and I get to have her on my channel. One, two, her and her husband were the first people to welcome us into like Jeju when we first arrived. We met up. So imagine from watching her on the screens, and then she's actually such a chill person, Palesa. I'm like, dude, you're on YouTube. Nah, not Palesa. So I am really glad to have this moment to interview her. Today we're gonna use my phone. Well, Palesa's phone, because I left my cue cards, guys. Saying planning they were looking so pretty, but I left them. That's okay. So don't wonder why I'm holding a phone. That sounded so weird. Anyway,
No, it's okay.
Welcome to my YouTube channel.
This is my first video in, I don't know,
on YouTube.
Yeah,
generally.
I think this year is actually my first video. This year
This year in a 20
it's
something
still a
days.
tick. It's still a tick.
It just got in. When last did you film a
I
video?
don't, it was the Korean competition.
Oh yeah.
I think was in, and before that was a very long time. But shout out, hey.
It's still the
Maybe
channel
this-
still exists.
Yeah, maybe this will make me want to go back. Yeah, well.
Are you
So-
promising the people?
Suggestion.
Okay. We'll just keep
Yeah.
our fingers crossed. All right, let us start. Shaky. Like I'm sitting with a YouTuber, like Muntu.
I win.
Okay, the first and easiest question: why did you choose to leave home and come to SK?
Is that
Okay.
a easy question?
Because
I mean, why?
is that an easy question?
Well, I just graduated, and you know the whole stipend. I was like, but you know, it's not like I didn't try. I actually did. I worked at Cotton On. I as when I was a student,
Okay.
and I knew in Jogut's my salary 7 max until for a good I don't know how many years until you get experience and whatever. But I just wasn't willing to do
To
like
wait.
internships and stuff until. I mean, some people say I wasn't patient enough, but I mean,
Patient
would
for-
you? I mean, they were offering 4 times your salary with
Mhm.
no experience, so it was a no-brainer. Like, yes, let's go. And then also when I came here, I found out there's way more benefits. Like when you leave, our severance pay and everything else that I didn't know. So at the end of the day, I think I just won. And I would still, I even tell my brother now, he's in matric, I'm like, you have to get your degree and come to Korea. Like, I don't care what you want to study, but like,
Just come.
it's just an experience and a good way to learn about yourself. And they're just giving us money. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, nah.
Literally.
And it's something South Africa doesn't see, which is sad, but
You got it. Wait, so
Yeah.
then how did you find out about the
about
program?
Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, my sister, she's 2 years older than me.
Okay.
She was already here, so she did the whole difficult
Process.
of convincing my parents, and I was just the other one.
So
that was
blended.
following. Yeah. So I
Basically.
guess she probably went through a lot with my parents convincing them. I remember, like, I was still young, but I remember vaguely my dad saying, "What if it's a scam?" Blah blah blah. But when I was like, "Oh, I'm going," they're like, "Okay." Like,
Hamburgers.
and we switched. So when I came 2019,
I was
she
about
left.
to say, I've never heard of your sister being in Korea. Oh,
So I left. When I came to 2019, she left.
she left.
She wasn't with Epic. She was with GOE in that
Oh, okay.
area. And then she kind of knew all about that, and then I tried UE and actually got rejected. Actually, I don't think I was not prepared for that interview, and I was nervous, and I don't know. So when I got rejected then, so I was supposed to come August 2018, then I tried again with Epic February for that intake, and then I got Jeju because I put flexible on my application. And wow,
love
God
it.
Gave me
And you've been here since.
Yeah, so that's how my story came about, and it's beautiful. Like, I have no regrets
because you've been chilling in Jeju, so we know for sure no regrets or whatsoever. Nice. Question 2. Well, they tie together, Vele. So how long have you been in Korea, and what pushes you to keep renewing? Because you renew,
I don't want to say money, but it is. No, I'm joking. I've been here this is my 5th contract. So 5 years. What pushes me? The first time, I really thought I was coming here for a year. Really, truly. I know some people, anyways, will say this.
But
I mean, now when like you said, when you first came and we did the whole you and Jeju, I asked you guys how long you're staying. Like, oh, maybe a year or 2, and here you are 3 years.
3 years later.
So maybe COVID played a factor. The uncertainty of like going to a place where like COVID was just the unknown, and we had a secure job, so it was like, why even go anywhere? What else?
The money
is a big factor. And for me, I feel like it's an easy job. You know, my husband will beg to differ, but for me personally, I think it's a good job for me. It's an easy job for me. Maybe I work well with kids, and I really love my job. Why do I keep renewing? Every time when I go home, there's just ESCOM issues. There's just a lot. So I feel like mentally I'm not prepared to let go of electricity and water. That's such a basic need.
Now why is electricity in
But I know you're going home still. Like, I still want to go home regardless, and we'll face our problems together. Because I mean, we won't die without electricity, but it's still like, what, you know.
Speaking of electricity, on Twitter recently I saw how the online teachers are now like losing a lot of job opportunities. And they were saying at this point they don't want with South Africans, because the electricity is really,
it's bad.
Have you seen the schedules?
Yeah, and also now they're paying way more for 6 hours of electricity.
That is
6 hours of no electricity was already bad. Now 6 hours of only having
this much,
is crazy.
That you're sharing, and then you're paying more while you're sharing it. Okay, no, but that's.
So I think Korea provides the comfort, the safety.
Safety for me, biggest safety.
Like, it's huge. I can't even explain how it's like to live in a country where you don't worry about anything. And I think I've mentioned this in my previous videos before. If you don't know, I've said one of my old buildings, I was walking, and there's construction workers usually in our buildings, and wow, I hope that someone's trying to break in just as we're talking about safety.
It would be so weird. We wouldn't even jump, we would just look at them.
Yeah. So anyways, I could hear like the rubber boots coming behind me.
Oh yes, I remember.
And then I walked in, and then only when I got in my apartment, I was like, I did not even look back. And that's huge. Like, in South Africa, first of all, I would look back past my room, do other things, act like but there I just knew, like, even if there's a man right behind me, I'm safe. And that is a lot. Like, I mean, here, our buildings, we just have passwords, but we don't have a security guard, or like, in South Africa, there's always a complex.
When I came in, I saw, like, I think that's a there's somebody sitting downstairs.
I mean, he's just taking in the packages when they arrive, but
I was like,
he's a
security.
No.
That's why I don't want to go in. I just stood outside. I'm like, okay.
Oh, no. So yeah, safety is huge. It's huge.
My number one, honestly, is safety. I love it. It's the fact that umuntu gets off the bus, if only pete, and like you do have you seen the crossroads?
You can go like 11, you can go buy groceries no 10, just take a walk. My mom used to be paranoid, like no 10. I'm like, yeah, it's like, but no 10, like,
and
girl, nobody even cares.
Everybody's
about
outside.
So yeah, safety is huge.
Safety, comfort.
The severance pay, like, compared to South African pay. I think that's how much they get on a lifetime. Like
that's what I forgot
60.
about.
When you retire, that's how much they'll give you, or a little bit more. Whereas here, every year it's like adding up. So yeah,
it's nice. I forgot about severance.
and comforts. I think leaving is just like, oh my gosh, like going to another country, I just have to redo the whole process, and it's like, yo, I don't have the energy for it. But generally speaking, I think I'm just comfortable.
And you're gonna be staying here until you stop being comfortable?
I think I'm already getting to a point where I'm like, oh, what else?
Okay.
What else can I do outside of Korea? But the packing and it makes me resign. Like, I hate girls, just sign. You'll figure it out another time. But I think most countries are opening now, opening up, and there's a lot of countries that offer the money or even higher than Korea. But Korea still bars when it comes to vacation, and I love traveling. The 26 days, wow, what a dream! Like, I love traveling, so I feel like I would make a lot of money elsewhere. But would I have time to travel? And that's a big factor for me. So
listen to your options, your struggles, your options. I like it. Like,
yeah, we can teach anyway, guys.
Literally your happiness of everything, like things that make you comfortable.
And I also think like ESL is the most slept on job in Mhlabeni. Like, y'all are, like, I can't believe they're laughing at us for teaching it. Like, guys,
I think people just don't know. Like, it's without YouTube videos, there was no way anyone was gonna convince you to do their job. Like, oh, ESL, you like.
And every year it's like a gamble, you could get a middle school or high school or whatever.
But for the program that we in.
Yes. Yeah. And it's scary, but maybe it's scary the first
week. The first month, and then
it's fine. Yeah.
Love that for you. Number 3. Ooh, how did you handle being in a long distance relationship, especially with the 7-hour time difference?
Crazy.
Like, South Korea is 7 hours ahead of South Africa.
Yeah. I don't even know. Hey, like, we sometimes ask ourselves, like, how did we do that? But I think, like I said, my initial plan was to stay for a year, and 6 months in, I was like, Mosia Pela this year. And that's when, like, 6, 7, 8 months around summer vacation, that's where you start to settle in the country. Like, now you know where everything is, you're comfortable, and then, like, you have to decide if you're renewing or not. So, like, so I was honest with him, I think, early on when I started to love the country. Like, hey, I don't think I'll be back in a year, and he was like, of course it was like a difficult conversation, like, how you said you're coming back for but I think once I started telling him more about the job, like, yo dude, like, I just teach ABCs and like, grade 6 is my highest grade, and grade 6 I teach months, so you can understand from ABCs to months, everything in between is just
repetition.
Yeah, like, it's just how old are you, what grade are you in, that's my level. So I think he was intrigued, and he also had a lot going on in his job that he was like, I can try this. So immediately, I think maybe March, April, he just sent me a text like, hey, I applied. Actually, he sent me a screenshot of him applying, and I was like, what? And then so it became easy, because now our conversations were not really focused on the distance, but him coming here and, like, helping him with his application, like, put down Jeju,
put flags.
Yeah, so nice. I think it wasn't as difficult because I knew he was coming already. Okay. So, but I knew he missed the August intake because it was so full. So then we already made peace that he was gonna come in Feb, and then somehow.
Someone missed that one as well.
No, someone resigned or something. He got a spot in November randomly, and we're like, wow, I don't have to spend my first Christmas alone. So he was already here. So time chatting, I don't know. I do remember that we did kind of have issues, of course, communication issues, because when I'm sleeping, he's awake.
I was going to say that you wake up first, and that's like late in the evening.
Yeah, and then he goes on Instagram, I'm living my best life. So it's probably like, this girl. So I think we could talk properly on weekends, but it does require that, you trust your partner. If you don't trust each other, it would have been a bomb. But we never even once discussed breaking up or anything like that. So we're always solid. Like, it's almost like the relationship continued as, like, more like updating. I did this. He'll tell me I did this. Da da da. It's just until he came, and I met him in Busan, and then he came, and then yeah. So
you guys just sat here.
Yeah, settled.
And you're settled.
Yeah, I think it worked out
Lovely.
just because I knew it was coming.
Would you encourage other people to stay? Well, not stay. If somebody was like, I'm in a long distance relationship, would you think time on how long they've been dating would matters?
No.
Or would anybody who just like, I'm in a long distance relationship, would you encourage it to still go forward with it?
Well, time doesn't really. Like, I hate when people ask people like how long have you been together. Like,
Yes.
Like, what does that have to do with anything? You know. And it kind of like they miss. Almost like your feelings are not valid if like you've been like if you're
That's
crying
so
and then you're like, oh, but we've been together for 2 months. Like 2 months. Like, what do you mean 2 months? Like, it's my 2 months. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
true.
no. So I hate those type of. So I know sometimes when I ask my one friend and she was like, oh, it was like that long. It was just 2 months, and I was like, if you felt something in those 2 months, then it's valid for you to get hurt or even consider it as something. So time, you can meet someone and feel that impacts because. There could be people dating for a year but talk there and there. Then there could be intense conversations with 2 months, like 24/7.
People get married within 2 months.
Yes, so yeah, time doesn't definitely play a factor, but I think you know when you want something or when you're in a relationship with someone that wants to be with you. You feel it. So I've had friends who have told me like, no, I can't come because I've got my boyfriend, and I'm like, hey man,
Because I'm like, I can't imagine how you guys came up, like the discussion of, okay, I'm going to another country for a year. I'll see how it goes. Njani, a year. Ngaloma calendar.
Yeah, I think people are not the same. Some people are
Yeah.
emotional, heart driven. Some people think with their heads. I'm definitely a head thinker. So when I looked at my life that time, like I said, I've already tried teaching online. I was also working at Cotton On, and I had a degree. Then I was like, I'm not finding my job, like what I studied for. So it was just like, yes, my love life is good. It's perfect. We've been dating for 2 years. And he's got a solid job. So I felt like he also couldn't be selfish because he knew that he was living his best life. He had a job, he had a car, his life was going where it wanted to, and mine was just not. And I was just like, hey, like, I'm leaving because I don't know if I'm lovely country. But me, personally, and yeah, of course it was a shock, and he didn't know if he could do long distance. He's never tried, but it worked out. And what would I advise people? Just know, like, there's one friend who didn't come for her boyfriend, and now they married. So in my books, that's check. Everyone else, I'm like, but like, just go.
Send your bonaparte.
Yeah, put yourself first, but not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
In life, we're just different people, because even what he did for me, I always tell him, if my life was proper in South Africa and he said he was leaving, I would be like, go, because mentally, I think about with my head, not oh, I love you. Like, yeah, I love you. Yes, I do. But I also see the logical side of things, and that's where we different, and that's where you kind of balance each other now in our relationship, because we're just different people. Like, I'm not an emotional reactor. If I'm angry now, I do this. No, I still think.
I know
what type
of
of
different people. Definitely emotions 108%.
Oh
Everything emotions, but I put myself first. One thing about me is I would have said I'm going to South Korea because this.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would have been like, hey,
I can't go.
I would have been like, let's go together. I'm doing this. So this is me.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, it'll be that's a red flag. I'll be like, hey, you will see now how you're going to solve this. But yeah, I definitely
like, I wouldn't break up with him if he said I'm leaving, but I wouldn't join him. I would try long distance and see if he's gonna come back. Like, if I was so comfortable back home, I'd be like, yo, my life is flourishing here. So you do you, let's do long distance, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But I don't make decision based on how I feel about anything or anyone. It's basically like logic. I'm a logical thinker. So.
I float between the two because I'm like, I feel like I understand. I would be like, long distance, let's try.
Yeah.
Works.
I wouldn't be like, you see, let's do you stand. No.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. That was a nice chat actually. It just turned into its own thing.
I know.
But I love it. Okay, let's move. Number 4. What made you start your YouTube channel? And the next question with that would be like a pro and a con of being a YouTuber.
YouTube, like you said, there weren't a lot of, when I started looking into it, there were a lot of American YouTubers and everything was in dollars. Like, $100, like it was just a lot. And I couldn't relate even their terms. They'll say, like, talk about, it's the same as Costco or Walmart so Daiso is more like Walmart or whatever that they reference, and I just didn't understand what are those shops. So I would Google them and I'd still be like, Walmart. Like, I couldn't relate, and I didn't see. Especially Jeju was worse. There was no one. I saw one small apartment. Some guy did it, but that was it. Just an apartment, and then they'll do like drone vibes. But there's no one who was really talking about how it's like. I mean, everyone was like, it's this tight knit community. So I really imagined this really small island and
like 50 houses.
Yeah, like I really was like, okay, this could do, since it's it's a new country, maybe I'll get to know everyone. But I mean, it's still relatively big. But once you start living here, you start getting the tight knit like, I know the people who take bus now. Like, I know, so late. Like so I'm starting to see, especially because I've used the same bus the whole time, because I told you I've had the same school
for 3 years.
And now my school is kind of close, so I still use the same bus. So I know the drivers, like, they greet me in English. They wait for me. Like, it is that tight knit.
I know to the CU. I know all the family members of the CU. I know they shift. I know.
Yeah, you see, so you start to get the tight knit stuff. Maybe, I don't know in Seoul, maybe you do it too, but it just looks busy in other cities. But, so I think I get the whole tight knit community here. I forgot your question.
And I was like, where were we going? YouTube.
Oh, okay. So, I don't even know that day. Like, I just sat, and I remember, I think I just sat on my bed and I was like, let's do this. I just did a YouTube channel, but I didn't think it would go anywhere. I just thought maybe my parents would watch it and stuff. And then, then the whole process, I think I didn't even have a theme. So people always worry about what's my niche. And it's like, your niche finds you. Because if you see, even like everyone, even the Mihlalis and everyone, we post whatever, and then you start seeing the videos that take off. So with me, every time I vlogged about just Korea, whatever, it wasn't as successful as when I was giving out information about how to come here, what's this. So it's almost like, oh, people want to know this. Not that they don't want to see me outside and stuff, but this is the most important applications, everything that I did on my channel. So gradually started doing that, and then it just took off. Pro about being a YouTuber. Is there a pro?
Please, Mrs. Ma'am. We are here because of the pros.
Yeah.
For other people, but
for other
you.
people. That's I'm like, is there? I think the sponsors sometimes, getting free things or sponsored, the video getting sponsored. That's one of the pros. I think that's why people start a channel mostly, or some people don't. I think if you try too hard, you might not get it, because let's say you're trying to get, maybe you're trying to get a hair sponsor, but it's not genuine, because, so like, don't try too much, just do what you love, and then the sponsor will find you like that. It's like, even mine, it's always just promote our teaching company, it's related to what I do, so it just comes naturally. Con. Yeah.
I feel like you could write a list about cons.
No, I can't give you one. I think, of course, when you start, you want that interaction with people so much that you make that mistake of opening your personal life, like giving your email or your
You've spoken about
or
giving email,
YouTube, whatever. Like I mean, Instagram, your social media. At that point, you want you want to grow, you want to help people, genuine. But then there's so many of them, like probably 30 a day that you're like, oh my gosh, and everyone is expecting you to help them genuinely, like you do, Vele. So it gets overwhelming with the DMs and it's everywhere. Like
it's the emails.
I literally started TikTok like 2 weeks, and then third week I saw hype as how did you find me? I didn't even post that TikTok with like, guys, I'm on. No, so people will just try to find you anywhere, and for them it's like just you trying to ask me for help, not knowing that there's other 30 other people that do this to me every day. Like, and I have a job, and most of the time they ask me things that I've already covered in the video, and the comment starts with, I've watched all your videos.
I was about to say, that's my favorite line. You always say
lying because
I've watched all those videos, but then they give you the question that is in the video.
Yeah, so it's draining to, and people are just like, just ignore them. Like, I have a lot of like influencer friends, which is like, and I can't. I'm like,
30 people.
I can't ignore people, especially when you see that the request is genuine. Like, I just want to know if I do this. Like, when you know the answer, how can I ignore someone when I know the answer? So I think I just try to. I think I can answer everyone, and I can't logically.
That's
so.
A lot. For me, it's emails. Because I feel like emails you're at work, and then you can like just open your emails, and you may be looking for other things, and then it's
you find
hi,
and a lesson plan for you to check out. And I'm like, you do know I also applied. Like, I don't work for Epic to approve you. I could say it's good and then you fail,
True.
So I think that's a bad thing about also like people thinking they know you when they don't really know you. Because I mean, what do you know about me besides I'm married and I'm in Korea, and maybe you can gauge my personality from the camera, but that's about it. You don't know anything, so
that's so true. Because I think. But specifically with you, I've also noticed that sometimes people don't want to actually watch the video. They don't. So if I say, hi guys, so I also sometimes get those messages and I love, go check out, but it's the first thing I refer to. And then somebody once was they like put a subtitle like, no, we don't want to watch. They're just like, yes, I'll check it out.
But
and then
when they answer me.
And they still put the question and I'm
like,
so unfunny. But also maybe they just feel like, I feel like sometimes people get too paranoid, so somebody would want to know about TEFL, but a specific, but the one that you
yes, and to me it's like, what?
TEFL.
Like, why would I wouldn't personally recommend? I've always said the agency that I use to come here. In fact, the fact that I use an agency is still mind-blowing. That's how much little information I knew back then. And I never want to say them, and I will never say them. But people are always like, no, but which one do I don't want? Because I went through a bad experience. Why would I tell you about it? It's like, I mean, I don't even want to say anything about it. It's like, it wasn't horrible because I got here and everything, but there was a lot of money that I spent unnecessarily. So, of course, I'll always promote. Now that I know there's free agencies, there's Epic directly. So of course, leave
the rest.
Leave it. So I still get people wanting to know, did you do this?
Did you?
No, but I know
is
people
this
that did
your
this
TEFL?
one.
Is this your? Did you pay this much?
Yeah.
But
So, but I don't blame them. When you move into another country, I mean,
facts.
You want to be sure. It's just like, I'll probably in the same shoes in a few years. If I want to move here, I'll be like, where now? What did you use?
And it's also comfortable because you
know someone. But it's different when we know each other than just someone.
Just being random.
But yeah, and sometimes I feel like I already said in the videos, so I think that's draining. It's a little bit draining.
Do you still get it now because you've been off YouTube for a while? Or is it
they can't find me anywhere. Genuinely.
I'm
only on WhatsApp.
I remember I was looking for your birthday pictures. It's the first time I realized.
And I saw people were posting me Tom Exacta. I'm like, they thought I was always going to be on Instagram to screenshots on the day of.
I was like, I'm glad I have. Where did I even? I have. But I was like, I need new because I knew you had your Instagram. I was like, Sifuna the new one, the updated. So you're going to return back to Instagram?
I don't know.
Oh, we actually had this conversation.
I actually post when like I said, I go in when I'm going to post, but I don't like going just to go fill my head with like that.
So is it deactivated or is it just?
It's deactivated. Like, you can't find me. Because at first I just deleted it, but you could find me, and then I bumped into, I think, 2 people here. One of them is Nina. I don't know if you know Nina. She's new.
The name sounds very familiar.
She's a South African girl. Anyway, she's like, hey, I DM'd you. I was like, go on, Jay. Like, I'm not even on that thing. So I'm like, how many people are even thinking I'm ignoring them?
Yes, waiting on you.
So I just deleted it and then, well, not delete, just deactivate and.
For now.
Yeah, for now, until I have something to post, because I have nothing to post, and in the meanwhile that means I just have to respond to people's requests, and it's like
nothing. Oh, that's good though, because you can, it's just you and your WhatsApp, you just chilling.
Yeah, and WhatsApp is like everyone I know personally. I don't have anyone that asks me about teaching. In fact, my friends don't even watch my videos. They'll be like, oh, when you video content, I'm like, girl, I haven't posted in years, so like, are you recapping or what? Yeah, so.
And then last one, your email then, because you said people email.
Yeah, I did a new email because that one is still there. So
everything gone.
Yeah, they still email maybe lesson plans when I need to check their lesson plans, and I highly discourage that because I don't work for Epic, guys. Like, as much as
lesson plan is tricky.
As much as I might think this is good, maybe it's not good enough. I don't even know what I did.
Because they upgrade the standards every year. We redid ours. I even remember Sim. They will make you redo your. I think I did my lesson plan 3 times.
Wow.
Word counts, then this, then add this, don't do this.
Yeah. But so that's a nice thing that they'll never reject you for that. So I think people over panic and ask me like, you know, if I wear classes, will I fail my medical? No, girl, there are teachers with classes. You know this. I'm pretty sure
it's paranoia.
It's paranoia, and it's what I mean. I think I used to suffer from heart palpitations. I was convinced I have a hole in my heart. Like, I convinced myself.
Okay, doctor.
So when we did the medical, I was like, wasn't Chigisa, because they're gonna find this hole through the X-ray.
And back Chigi said, when you thought about it, what?
It's content. I already had YouTube videos, so I was like, you know, it's content with guys. Bang Chigi see that because I have a hole in my heart. I mean, so
in medical is I'm still going to face. I've got a friend who's also applying. I can't imagine the questions that she has. Also busy
coming here. I think here's a good first step.
Baby
but the vacation days are so long that it's like your fave. Every time I hear people like 10 vacations, I'm like
how on. That's 5. Yeah, they're 5 ne?
Yeah.
Before Sikale vacation, let's go. Oh wait, we're actually almost done.
Yeah, I think that's the last.
Second last. So number 5, as someone who has traveled while teaching here, which country has been your favorite to travel to, and what are some key tips in planning an international trip?
Definitely planning in advance.
Okay, let's start with your favorite country that you've been to. Favorite, top of the top, because we know you travel. top, like the one
I really loved Hong Kong, like, and I think it's because it was my first solo travel. I know, like, I wasn't scared when I booked everything. I was like, okay, but I remember the day of when I was like packing, I was like, like in my head I was like, we won. So but when I got there, I booked Airbnb and Airbnb experiences. So I did meet like hosts that showed me around, and wow, like even now I still tell my husband, like, you need to travel alone. Like, it's just it takes you out of your comfort zone because it's just you, and you can do whatever you want. It's
wow.
So every other country is great, like beautiful activities, rest, but I think that solo traveling experience, and it was just for Chuseok, so it was just like 4 days. That's the first time I missed my flight. It was a mess. But
that's all. Like, I'm the type, I'm sure everything would go wrong with me. Like, I feel like I'd be that person.
Yeah. It was like, girl, but it was beautiful. Like 4 days of an experience. I'm like, wow, because now I'm very comfortable because I'm traveling with him. So yeah, it's different. Planning always planning ahead. I mean, usually we just go big by that time, so it's easy to plan like around December-ish, January.
But wait, if you're planning in December, January, when
or
are you
even
leaving?
summer, like now we're leaving next week.
So you plan like what, a month before?
Yes.
I'm gonna plan a year before. I'm
Yeah.
too anxious, bruh.
Well, no, maybe I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So planning is just easy. We just plan. What are the tips? I use Momondo, which is a flight thing. Like the flights are really cheap.
Oh, we find cheap flights.
Yes, but then I don't really book through them. I just, because it will say like Jeju whatever, then I'll go to that website, and I always book with the airline. That is very important, because if you make a mistake one,
I should know that one very well.
Agencies will tell you, no, you call this one, and hey.
I've lost many money because I'm like, I'm not about to call back and forth. I stopped here.
Yeah, so I always book with the airline directly.
But isn't the price different between the ones that you see on that page?
Sometimes it's actually cheaper because they buy them from the airline and then they resell it.
Okay.
Yeah, so but you can go to the airline and tell them it's sold out, so you have to kind of go
back
with
there.
them. But if you're gonna do it like the way, you just have to make sure like you can't make anything
Don't
wrong.
make any mistakes.
You can't. And also another tip, when you fly at like midnight, you have to remember that it's midnight, as in like if it's Saturday midnight, it's Friday
the day before,
because you'll get there Saturday midnight is Sunday pill. So it's very tricky when you're flying in the AMs.
This close. So when I just now
really
this close. I don't know what made. No, somebody we were meeting up with was like, oh, so when should we come meet you? And I was like, oh, and I gave the day, and then it only rang a bell that man,
we have to be at the airport today.
I think it's tricky.
Yeah.
So that's a fun one because you don't realize it until you're booking. And I even went on Google and I checked, and then Google said the most common mistake is you will get there on the day, and people check in and there's no flight.
Yeah, because Saturday midnight is Sunday. So
so if you go Saturday, if your flight is midnight and you book for Saturday 8 p.m, what are you booking for? Exactly. Your flight is gone. Nice one.
So definitely print out everything. Print out your tickets. Print out your
the day
vaccination.
I must watch this video again.
Yeah. And
I hate printing
what's
out.
more important? I mean, reviews. I will read reviews. I don't care. You can show me the best pictures in the world. I read reviews because those are the honest people. And if there's one thing I'm like, bye. Even if your place doesn't look as great, if the reviews are still 5 or 4.9, that's my limit, then that's good. Because pictures, I mean, people can take pictures from 10 years ago and post them. Man, you're like, it's still the same place, but you can still see the difference. Like, it's not the same.
Shows I have not traveled internationally. Because I'm listening to all these things, I'm like,
You haven't?
I've been in the time that we did get to travel, we then flew our moms in.
Oh, yes. Which was also a beautiful thing. Like, I watched it.
Whenever I think about, like, when I see people, especially now because it's vacation, like, yo, people are traveling. I'm like, when your money went to that all expenses.
But I think it's worth it. It's like I took my mom to Thailand in 2019, and it was. We still talk about it now. It was the first time in flying out of the country, and
it's a different experience. Like being able. Did you also like book and do everything?
Yeah, she just met me in Thailand. Because I wanted to bring her here, but I was like, I'm in vacation. So like, let's go. But I mean, it was going to be even more expensive.
Yeah.
But Thailand was cheap, so we just did, and it was, our flight was cheap. It's theirs from South Africa going to Thailand. That's more expensive. But it was like 8,000 rand, but that was 2019, so I don't know now. So yeah, that's an experience I'll forever remember that. And
so nice, I'm glad you did that.
We were even saying like that was after August, November, Tendo came and then lockdown. Like literally we did a vacation just before COVID.
Look at that.
I was like, I'm here.
Back to that, and then mans came, and then everything. This is why you've been here forever. I feel like people who stay here longer have just had almost like great experiences.
Yeah, I would never be here if it wasn't for him. what would I be doing with one? I think now and Sim kind of had each other.
Yeah.
Like being alone is, and I don't have any like friend that I like someone like you and Sim, someone we came together. Besides, if like Ten wasn't here, a friend. So I would have left because yes, the friendships we make here are as good, but we don't.
But they also leave.
Yes, we don't plan our lives accordingly. So I could be like great friends with you, and you're like, oh, by the way, I'm not renewing.
I know that heartbreak, but that's true. But Kim has stayed a while.
Yes,
but she also gets to go home a lot. Like I think
yes,
that's the best part.
And now our vacations are different because now she's in an international school and she lives far from here. So yeah.
I mean, who's been here single by themselves forever.
Yeah, but also Kim has been here for a long time and she does have Korean friends and other friends. So
don't worry, you guys can come. There's people who've been here 8 years, 10 years.
Yeah, it's possible.
But single. Anyway, I almost thought of. No, that one doesn't count. He also came. He came. Jacques. I don't know if you know Jacques. Jacques and Monica came by himself. Went back. Came back with Monica.
Yes.
No, but you guys can go. Maybe you guys will be the first people to stay here single.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, sorry, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie to you guys. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, even that question, like, how's the dating? I've never dated here. I don't know Korean.
Wouldn't even bother asking you that.
So, yeah.
Nice. And the last one. Let's hear this. Your biggest, and I feel like you've got many achievements, but what's the biggest achievement you've attained while here?
Wow, freaking getting married. That was beautiful.
I wrote that one purpose. I knew that is the answer.
Yeah, getting married here.
I need to post
I'm
that
also
video.
Like a stan, Nelson Mandela stan. Like everyone knows.
Yes.
So to be married by his daughter was like crazy, and also that made you realize how kind of like young or new our history is. Yes. Like wasn't his great daughter. And she's still in office, né? I think so, because she just came in October when we were there. So I think she's been around in 1 year. So that was beautiful. Like we'll always remember Korea.
I love that. Like I'm gonna watch that video. I'm gonna put the link down for you guys.
We definitely got married here. I was able to pay my student loans in
yes, that's a big one. That is really
like
nice.
4 months or something. Like really, like if I was in South Africa, honestly, I can't imagine my life there.
Marriage takes
so much. Like savings, I've saved way more than I could ever imagine. Like looking at how Mangsing in 2000 after my expenses in South Africa, I used to think savings. So
I'm gonna spend, and then here you save.
Like I saved so much.
But you also have a very strict budget.
Yeah. I'm here to save.
Yeah, you're not here to play.
I'm not here but I do have vacations, so like it's like I'm strict on myself so that when vacation comes, I can loosen up and have the best times. But when it's working, I'm working as well. What happened? We did so much. I think now that we're a team as well is helping. Like our expenses are cheaper. We live together. Groceries cheaper.
Oh, must be nice.
Maybe traveling has been a good. Like wow, it opens your eyes that there's more to life than South Africa.
Wish that for everybody, guys. Traveling,
or living abroad.
So, like, living is a big step, but just
any. I mean, I saw Africa is expensive, so I get why people don't travel. Because I was like, like Kruger National Park is like 4,000 a night.
Excuse me.
What? That's my whole Thailand vacation.
It's a lot.
So.
And it was almost something I put on my list. Okay, sorry.
No, I mean I still want to go, maybe just for a weekend.
I'll rethink about it. 4K for a park. Sorry.
There's different. Of course, there's different standards. That's why also my friend was like, she met us in Thailand. She's like, yo, you guys have different like aesthetics of traveling. You know, some people will do the hostels and
the backpacking.
I'm sorry, that's not me.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't want like the fanciest thing, but I just want a comfortable, like we clean. I can eat, I can swim.
Backpacking. Also, backpacking just stresses me. That's like you're going to a hostel in another country and but people do it.
Yeah, I mean, you lived abroad. Why would you be nervous about traveling?
I don't know.
Like,
but
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't click. Like, I'm like, oh, nice, but I just feel like I would mess up a lot of things. Document. I feel like everything.
That's why America is there to plan your guys' stuff.
Now, please love Life America because I don't think I can do anything by myself.
Yeah. And to me, it's like I don't even know why travel agencies exist because I can do everything by myself. But I know there's other people that actually do benefits from those services. But it takes a lot of time and effort. But there are many achievements. Like they kind of, you know, they're good and bad. Isn't like we miss funerals we couldn't go to, but you were financially able to help, which is an achievement because yes, I couldn't be there, but the money was a big difference.
Interesting way to look at it. I didn't think of putting that as an achievement.
Yeah, it's something that you
could
have never done if I never came here. Maybe my helping would be chopping onions. You know, not that that's not a big help, but like there's things where I'm like, wow, I got to do this for my grandmother and grandfather, even though I didn't get time to go there. That's traveling, paying off debts, big. Everything was big, and probably also how far my channel grew. I know that I stopped posting videos, and I still, even now, still get the followers even though I'm not posting, but I think I started it just thinking like I don't know where it's gonna go, but it's like, oh wow, people actually watch this. So that was an achievement. And I think because I never really had a goal for it, once it got to a certain point I was like, what now? It wasn't my part of my goal list. Is like, what else can I do? I don't know. I don't want to do hair, I don't want to do makeup, I don't want to do anything else outside talking or instilling knowledge about something. So I think I'm still finding what else can I talk about, which there's a lot I could talk about. I'm just lazy. Like for instance, now I just did my taxes. I know people that have been here for over 2 years don't know how to go to the home tax Korean and register for your cash receipt so that when you withdraw money you actually get refund because you're spending in the country. So I know there's a lot of information I should share. I have time. But maybe this
actually talk to you because House pays in a very interesting situation.
Yeah. So I need to.
Sorry for throwing under the bus.
Hey, you did throw him under the bus. You family, so
right. You. like maybe when you help him out, people get. But it wasn't. But I think he's sorted already because he told us when he was in the mist. And after that, I was silent. So I'm assuming he's okay.
Yeah, so I need to tell people how to do their taxes, show you how you can book your vacation leave so you stop following your co-teacher around, and how to check your days. Like, these are things we should know. I mean, so I'm just lazy to do the whole screen recording thing, but I just, I'll definitely, I think that's my
next
passion. Like, YouTube, I just plan to give people information. That's my...
your niche or your niche.
But
oh, man. And
I hope you had a great Korea time. I think you did. Because
people got no comment on it yet.
People always just I don't know, when, like I said, they think they know you, and like I'm a huge homebody, so I do feel bad, like we didn't spend much time with like a lot of people, but I'm like, guys, I don't leave my house.
I'm like not even phased. I think I've got friends from all different walks of life, so it's never like been a thing of no, I'm like, homebodies are homebodies. Like, I've got a friend I see, I have to go to Daegu to go and see. One thing Ray will do, will stay in the house. So I'm like, nah, it's not bad. I think it's the fact that I was even still able to ask you for this video and come through, and you didn't even, it was so simple, so comfortable. Like, I know Palesa like that, to be like, hey, to type and like send you a message. I'm like, that's still good for me. And I get to have this video as memory forever, so it still counts.
I'll show my kids one day. Like, why should I go to Korea? I'm like,
because of this.
Go watch.
Thank you so much for the
Thank
video.
you.
Thank you for welcoming me to your place, because we know with the mind right now, wow, you'll see if I do a video.
Boxes, moving, I know, it's probably stressful.
Yeah,
But
so-
yeah, it was nice to meet you, and I hope we'll see each other in South Africa.
In the future, somewhere,
In the
somewhere.
future,
In
somewhere.
another country.
Yeah,
That's
who knows?
so sense. I'm out traveling. But I want to package America.
Yeah, maybe
Check
we'll
it, where
meet
we
there.
moving?
But yeah, I hope
Thank
Korea
you
is
so
everything
much.
you expected it to be.
And more.
Mm.
And I hope you keep enjoying your stays and until you make your next decision.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, guys, this was it for the video. Stay tuned for another video. It's gonna be on a different day. Bye.